Friends, today in this video I'm going to discuss past papers of BS English second semester. I'll discuss both the mid semester as well as final semester papers of all these subjects, and these papers are of NUML Islamabad campus. These are the latest papers of 2020 to 2021. Without wasting time, let's get started. This is the first paper. This is the paper of communication and presentation skills. It has two parts. Part 1 is MCQs. I'll share the answers as well. So part 1 contains 15 MCQs. So the first MCQ is, which of these is external sounds present in the channels of communication? So the best option is noise. Question number 2 is, dash means to impart understanding of message. So decoding means to impart understanding of message. Third one is, when is the communication process complete? So the answer is, when the receiver understands the message, the communication process completes. Fourth one is, which of these must be avoided for effective communication? So the best option is ambiguity. Fifth one, dash context refer to the similarity of backgrounds between the sender and receiver. The option is cultural. Sixth one, when a person receives a message, it is their responsibility to provide the sender. The option is feedback. Communication is derived from Latin word. The option is communis. And MCQ number 8 is, communication involves. So the options are given. The first one is telling, second one is listening, third one is understanding. So the fourth option is all of them. All of them are correct. So MCQ number 9, what are the types of words we should use for verbal communication? The option is simple words. MCQ number 10, which of these is positive facial expression? So the option is smiling continuous. MCQ number 11, what does an upright body posture convey or show? It shows your confidence. The option is confidence. MCQ number 12, which of these are examples of positive feedback? So the best option is excellent, your work has improved. It's a positive feedback. 13, which of these is not a common communication barrier? So the best option is financial barrier. MCQ 14, which of these is not an appropriate non-verbal communication at work? The best option is keeping hands in pockets while talking. Last MCQ is, which of the following is not an element of communication within the communication process cycle? So the best option is time. Now the subjective part, it contains two questions. Question number 1, can culture, gender, nationality or social class have an effect on communication? And second question is, the communication refers to a series of actions or steps taken in order to successfully communicate. You have to discuss. So now this is the second paper. This is the paper of general linguistics of second semester midterm. So it also two parts. Part 1 is the objective part, which contain MCQs, and other is the subjective part. So question number 1, objective part, solve the MCQs. We have 15 MCQs there. The one MCQ number 1 is, when the vocal folds are drawn together, the air from the lungs repeatedly pushes them apart as it passes through, creating a vibration effect. Sounds produced in this way are described as. So the best option is voice. Second is, when a word of one type, usually a noun, is reduced to form a word of another type, usually a verb, it is called. The option is back formation. Third one, the initial sound of a thin and final sound of bath are both voiceless. The option is dentals. Fourth one, ATM and PIN are examples of. So the option is acronyms. Fifth one, sounds produced with the tongue and palate are called. The option is palatals. Sixth one, identify the word formation process in I like this old sofa. So here the word sofa is used, as we know that it's a borrowed word, so the process is borrowing. Seventh one, analyst collected samples of language they were interested in and attempt to describe the regular structures of language as it was used, not according to some view of how it should be used. This is called, the option is descriptive approach. Eighth one, bookcase, doorknob, fingerprint, sunburn, textbook, wallpaper, water basket, and waterbed are examples of, the option is compounding. 9. One type of descriptive approach is called dash, and its main concern is to investigate the distribution of forms in a language. So the option is structural analysis. 10th one, the study of origin and history of a word is known as, option is etymology. 11th one, the word syntax comes originally from Greek and literally means, the option is putting together. 12th one, Annie bumped into a man with an umbrella. This sentence provides an example of, so the option is structural ambiguity. 13th one of the most common ways to create a visual representation of syntactic structure is called, the option is tree diagrams. 14. Different types of associations are not treated as part of words, so the option is conceptual meaning. And the last one, terms such as adjective and noun are used to label forms in the language as, so the correct option is word classes. Now the subjective part, it has further 3 short questions. So the first one is, you have to write a short note on the first one, hyponymy. Second question, what is the difference between prescriptive and descriptive grammar? And third one is, what prescriptive rules for the proper use of English are not obeyed in the following sentences and how they should be corrected. So 2 sentences are given, you have to find the correct use of prescriptive rules. So the first one is, Miss Brown is the person you should send your application to. So as we know that we should not end a sentence in a preposition, so this is incorrect. And second one is, it's not a good thing to completely ignore his criticism. So second one is not obeying the rule of infinitive, this is split infinitive. Now this is the paper, midterm paper of classical and Renaissance drama. So it also have 2 parts, first one objective MCQs and second subjective. So MCQ is, no, it is not for me to bring you down, this is in Apollo's hand and he will do it. Select the speaker of the given lines. Options are given, the correct option is Tiresias, and second one is, King Polybus was ruling, so the best option is Corinth, he was ruler of Corinth. Third MCQ is, Creon reported that, so the option is that Lois' killer must be found. Fourth one, when Tiresias charged Oedipus with the killing Lois, he responded by, so here the option is all of the above are correct. And fifth one is, what news does the messenger bring from the Corinth? So the option here is that Polybus is dead. And sixth one is that there is other still to fear, my mother. Select the speaker of the line. As we know, the speaker of this line is Oedipus himself. Seventh one, fear. What has a man to do with fear? chance rules our lives, and the future is all unknown. Select the speaker. So the option is none of these, as these lines are spoken by Jocasta, so Jocasta is not in the option, so we choose none of these. 8.1. Whom does Faustus ask to pray for him in the final scene of the play? So the option is the scholars. 9. Who is the last to ask Faustus to repent? So here the answer is an old man. MCQ number 10. 10 is that at what time has Lucifer said he would come for Faustus? So I think the option is midnight here. And 11th one is whom does Dr. Faustus conjure the first time he tries? So this is Mephistopheles. 12th one. What does Faustus offer to give Lucifer to have a devil as his servant? So the option is his soul. 13th one. Which century is known as dawn of Renaissance? The option is 16th century. And now 14th one. Till swollen with cunning of self-conceit, his waxen wings did mount above his reach, and melting heavens conspired his. So the option is overthrown. 15 one. Be a physician, Faustus heap up gold, and be externized for some wondrous. Option is cure here. Now the subjective part, question number 2, part A, short question, and in this the first one is define dramatic irony with reference to any one example or quote from the play Oedipus Rex, and second one is explain the following line: yet art thou still but Faustus and a man. And third one is define Renaissance man with reference to one example or quote from the play Dr. Faustus. If I discuss this answer, the video will go too long, so it's better that I upload them and give you the link in description. I'll upload the PDFs of these questions, the answers, and you will get them in description of this video. So part B is short note. You have to write a note on role of fate and free will in Oedipus Rex. Also, I'll made separate videos on these major questions of these plays Oedipus Rex, Faustus, and all other plays that we studied. You better watch them to gain some idea. They are uploaded in my channel. Now this is this subject is introduction to IT skills. It also has two part 1 MCQ and second subjective part. So objective part MCQ 1, what is an operating system? So the option is collection of programs that manage hardware resources. Second MCQ, the system which allow only one process execution at a time is called uniprocessing system. Third one, what is interprocess communication? The option is communication between two processes. Fourth one, the number of processes completed per unit time is known as the option is throughput. Fifth one, what is the objective of multi-programming? So here the option is none of the mentioned. Sixth one, the read-write heads must be near to this surface for better storage. It is true or false? The option is true. It's true. Seventh one, a hard disk with 20 surfaces will have dash heads. The option is 20. Eighth one, the data can be accessed from the disk using, the option is all of above mentioned options. The options are surface number, sector number, track number. So best option is all of above. Ninth one, the access time is composed of, so here the option is both seek time and latency. 10th one, the dash process divides the disk into sectors and tracks. The option is formatting, this formatting. Which memory device is generally made of semiconductors? The option is RAM, 12th one. The ALU makes use of dash to store immediate results, so the option is accumulators. 13th one. Software packages is a group of programs that solve multiple problems. It is true or false? It is false. 14th one. Dash refer to renewing or changing components like increasing the main memory or hard disk capacities, adding speakers or modem. So the option is upgrades. 15, last one. Which of the following is designed to control the operations of computer? The option is system software. Now the subjective part. You have been asked to choose the most appropriate type of media storage for deployment in a newly designed portable device. Which storage device you will select and why? Second, differentiate between multitasking and multiprocessing. This is the paper of Pakistan Studies and it has two questions. Question number 1. Give short answers to the following. First part A, reasons of partition of Bengal. Part B, two-nation theory. Part C, Risale Asbabe Baghawat Hind by Sayyid Ahmad Khan. You have to give short answers of these questions. And question number 2 is discuss the educational and political services of Sir Sayyid Ahmad Khan. And now this is the paper of composition and writing skills. Question number 1. Do as direct in the following. So here some statements are given. You have to write thesis statement for the following statements. Second question, examine the following statement and tell whether they are strong or weak thesis statement. Discuss reasons why with supporting details and write a conclusion. Example is here. I know from experience that sometimes the customer is wrong. This is statement. You have to decide whether it's weak or strong. If it is weak, why it's weak. You have to give supporting details and conclusion. So the answer is it's a weak, as it is a generalized statement. It is not specific. It does not discuss which particular behavior is wrong. And supporting details are, first one, customer in business is sometimes behave rudely, customer bargain unreasonably, customer sometimes become rigid and start fighting. And conclusion is that sometimes we make a hasty generalization that sellers are wrong, not considering that there are instances when customers are found to be wrong. Second statement is I'll explain some examples of history repeating itself. So you have to do the same with this. And third one is identify order in the following paras and highlight words which will help you to identify it. So a para is given there and you have to identify which order is found there. So the order in this particular para is special order. Here writer describe a building which is put on fire, including the author's apartment. He describes the flames and smoke. So it's a special order because it describes a place, a location. And highlighting words which help you to identify is the entire building, my apartment, first few floors, windows were breaking, shadows of firefighters, etc. The fourth question is write introductory para on the topic. Topic is here, if you can't change your fate, change your attitude. On this topic you have to write an introductory para. Introductory para is very important part of your essay. It contains the thesis statement. So there are techniques to write a good introductive para, such as use of hooks. You can use hooks such as a quotation, anecdote, or any thought-provoking question you may use. So I write in this way: I believe that fate is predestined. As Thomas Hardy in his novel Return to Native said, we are puppets in hands of fate. So it's true, we cannot change the fate, but our attitude towards our fate is in our hands. And thesis statement I developed for this introductory is that fate is decided by God, but our attitude develops according to our free will, which ultimately transform our life. Part 2. Write an essay on given topic. The topic is education involves unlearning more than learning. And question number 2 is arrange the jumbled sentences into a coherent para. So some jumbled sentences are given. You have to arrange them by using cohesion and coherence into a organized para. And now I'm going to discuss second semester final term papers. So this first paper is of classical and Renaissance drama, and it contains 2 questions. Question number 1, explain with reference to the context. Part A, if music be food of love, play on, give me excess of it, that surfeiting the appetite may sicken and so die, that stand again, it had a dying fall, or it comes over my ear like the sweet sound. So this the real answer I'll upload, access them by clicking the link in the description of this video. So the idea is that these lines are taken from the play Twelfth Night. These lines are spoken by the Duke Orsino. You have to explain with reference to the context. And part B is unhappy that I am, I cannot heave my heart into my mouth. I love your majesty according to my bound, no more, no less. So these are taken from King Lear, and these lines are spoken by Cordelia. And question number 2 is what is your impression of Phyla and her role in Twelfth Night? This second paper is of general linguistics. So question number 1, part A, mark the statements either true or false. Some statements are given there. First statement, the standard language has no specific region. Or second one, all languages user speaks with an accent. A Creole is a developed variety of a Pidgin. A sociolect is a regional variety of a language. Interlanguage is a bridging system between L1 and L2, and sixth statement is a schema is an extended form of script. So all of these are correct. Part B, identify speech acts in given sentences. The first one is serve me coffee. Second one, could you please give me some coffee. So the first one is direct speech act, second one indirect speech act. Part C, identify the anaphoric expressions in the given sentences. The sentence is, Dr. Nelson gave William some medicines after he told him about his headache, and he advised him to take the pills 3 times a day until the pain went away. So the anaphoric expressions in this sentence is he, his, and the pills, the pen, and him also. Part D, what is one obvious presupposition of a speaker who says, and the first statement is your clock is not working. So the presupposition here is that you have a clock. Second one, where did he found the money? Here presupposition is you find the money. Third one, we regret buying the car. So the presupposition here is you buy the car. The fourth one, King of France is bald, and the presupposition here is that France has a king. Part E, what kind of inference is involved in interpreting each of these utterances? The first one is you can borrow my Shakespeare. So here the inference is that this Shakespeare refers to book, and this is in educational setting. Second one, the Greek salad left without paying. Here Greek salad refers to a customer. The hernia in room number 5 wants to talk to doctor. Here the hernia refers to patient. My 11:30 cancel, so I had a early lunch. So 11:30 refers to an appointment. Part F, briefly answer the questions given below. The first one is, what is affective factors phenomena in the process of second language learning? What does an isoglass represent in a linguistic atlas? What is the difference between code mixing and code switching, and what is meant by register? What is difference between slang and jargon? In question number 2 is, what is a standard language? Discuss different stages of language standardization in detail. Now this is the introduction to IT skills paper, final term. It has 2 questions. Question number 1, what do you know about the types of e-commerce? Discuss them by giving examples and also explain the types of social media. In question number 2, to the following number conversion. Some conversions are given there. You have to convert one number to another. The first one is 387 base 8. So octal number, you have to convert this octal number into decimal, and then the decimal into hexadecimal, and other conversions are there. So now this is the paper of communication and presentation skills. Here part 1 is objective part. It has 15 MCQs. Let me quickly discuss them. When a person receives the message, it is their responsibility to provide answer is feedback. Slangs, someone may use that not everyone could understand, is known as colloquialism. Communicating without words is the option is all of the above. And registering sound vibrations, so the option is hearing. Pronouncing words clearly and correctly so that each sound could be heard, so option is enunciation. What is a person with a poor self-concept not likely to do when communicating? The option is talk loud enough for everyone he hears. 7 is this is actively paying attention, so actively option is listening. The method used to communicate a message, text, talking, writing, the option is communication. The main force in determining if we listen or hear, the option is interest. Which of the following can be barrier to communication? Option is all of the above. A good communicator began his presentation with the option is phrase. Effective communication presuppose, option is understanding. When verbal and non-verbal messages are contradictory, it is said that most people believed in, option is non-verbal messages. 14.1, what are the barriers of effective communication? So here the option is D, personal statements, eye contact, and simple narration. And 15.1 is every communicator has to experience, option is anticipatory excitement. Now subjective part, and the question is write short notes on the following. 3 parts are there. Part A, feedback, and second one is physiological barrier, third one is free writing. This is the paper of composition and writing skills. So the question is attempt all the question. Question number 1, read the following paragraph for analyzing its unity, highlight the main idea, identify important details, linking devices, and also refer to the points irrelevant in the passage. And second question is read Poison of Tree by William Blake from his Songs of Innocence and write a brief account of its critical analysis. And question number 2 is follow the instruction and write your answer accordingly. Keep in view the important points of composition skills. So the first part is write an expository para on the effects of diseases on human relationships, and second one is select the appropriate transition word and state what aspect it is highlighting. Fourth part, use the following transitions in your sentences, make the situation clear. And next question is appropriately insert comma in the following sentences. 3 sentences are given there, you have to insert comma in the right place. Now this is the paper of Pakistan studies. So 2 questions are there. Question number 1, critically examine Congress ministries of 1937. How far it is correct to suggest that it paved the way for a separate Hindu-Muslim homeland in India. And question number 2, write short notes on 2 parts. Part 1, objectives of Khilafat movement, and second one is Vidya Mandir scheme. So that's all. The detailed answers of all of these questions are in the descriptions of this video.